So, like, they
Yeah.
might not have even gotten that label, you know?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, also, I feel like the people who knew that, like, his fan base knew what they were getting.
Yes.
So, he got the name from his grandmother, actually.
Mm-hmm.
He was about 5 or 6 years old or something like that. And, things were segregated then. He was born in 1939, died in 2016 at the age of 76. He, things were segregated, and he was born in Cotran, Georgia, or Cochran, or Cotran. I don't know how you say that. He was born in
Cochrane.
Cochran, Georgia, I guess. And he later moved to like West Palm Beach, Florida, when he was when he was a little bit older. But he things were segregated, and there was like racism was just like a rampant everyday thing in America, especially in the South during
Mm-hmm.
those times. And he used to from the documentary, he said that he would take whatever the popular music was. He would listen to the lyrics in the club, and he would just think, okay, well, how can I piss off the white folks? And he would take the lyrics and he would say, I know, I'll start cursing, and I'll make the lyrics of their favorite song so dirty that they'll get mad, like,
Mm-hmm.
and there won't be anything that they can do about it. And he would do it, like whatever the popular thing was, he would just do it. And actually, here's the quote: "In Hillbilly, you find some of the best lyrics and morals. I used to listen to Homer and Jethro, and they would rap most of the time, only they didn't call it rap then. They used to call it soul talking. As a form of revenge, I would take songs like The Twist, and I would change it from 'Come on, baby, let's do the twist' to 'Come on, baby, and suck my dick.' My and my grandma would say, 'That's terrible. You're a poor excuse for a human being. Child, you're nastier than a blowfly.' And then there it was. But
Mm-hmm.
also, the other thing that he had noted was he would do it, and it wouldn't piss off the white guys. Sometimes, like, they would get a chuckle out of it, and
Yeah.
they would give him money. So, like, it ended up having like the opposite effect, and he was just kind of like, oh, they want to give me money for this. All right, I'll keep doing it.
Yeah.
So that kind of stayed with him in the back of his mind. And like during the 70s and 60s, he would write and produce for like the top art for like very popular artists, like we had mentioned before. And he
Mm-hmm.
also was recording his own songs as well. And then one day he started just writing like the explicit hits for like friends and stuff at parties and stuff. And he just recorded them under the name Blowfly, and he would just do it as like just it started out as like a joke, and then it just kind of like took off and like took a life of his own. Like his wife, or like his ex-wife, or his then girlfriend, I'm not sure whether or not he had married her, but he had his children with her. And he she was like, she didn't know what he was doing, but she was, he'd come home late, and she'd say, what are you working on? And he would say, I've got this thing. Like, they would, I guess they would pillow
Mm-hmm.
talk, or they would just talk, and he would just say, like, listen, I got this thing that I'm working on, and I got this idea. And she was like, okay. And he wouldn't really talk too much about it. And that was the Blowfly thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool how he just did this.
Yeah.
Um,
He did actually. So he did end up in legal trouble over doing one of his songs. He was sued by songwriter Stanley Adams, who was the ASCAP president at the time, for spoofing the song "What a Difference a Day Makes," which was written by Stanley Adams, into "What a Difference a Lay Makes." So it did land him in some legal trouble. Actually, very reminiscent of when Megadeth got sued because of their cover of "These Boots," because Dave Mustaine had changed the lyrics to be like dirtier, and ended up like being sued by the original writer of that song as well.
yeah,
Um,
Nancy Sinatra.
yeah, no, it wasn't Nancy Sinatra who sued him. because she just sang the song. The songwriter
Oh,
actually sued
okay.
him,
Interesting.
and that's when they reissued when they reissued "Killing Is My Business," they had to like bleep out the lyrics.
Yeah, they bleep
So
out like half the song.
yeah, they bleep
Which
out any of the lyrics that were changed, basically. Um, so I don't know if this. I don't know. It doesn't say what happened with this case with Stanley Adams, who sued Blowfly. I mean, parody is covered under fair use,
right.
so
Well,
I don't
maybe it
know how
wasn't then.
successful. That yeah,
It might
that's
not have
true.
been
It might
fair
not have
use
been.
then.
I mean, I think it was because Weird Al was doing his thing in the '80s. Uh, his first album came out in the early '80s,
Yeah, but when did
so
this song come out? And also, like, it was a dirtier thing too. Like maybe
that's
they
true.
wouldn't, because like Weird Al's parody was clean.
Yeah.
It's always been clean. So if you're gonna do
Well, I
clean,
think
and he may
the
have, and I think I think I had seen something where he said that he had paid royalties even though he didn't have to.
yeah,
Weird
no.
Al,
So
so he kind
no,
of
Weird Al. What he does, he doesn't pay royalties because he doesn't have to. I don't believe because again, his songs are covered under fair use.
no, I know
Parodies are
he doesn't
covered under
have
fair
to,
use.
but
But no, he asks permission for every artist that he parodies.
oh, okay, that's different because then he
Yes.
has it in writing, and then if they try
Which
to
again,
like turn
he doesn't
around,
have to do, right? And he
yeah,
doesn't actually have to do that because it's covered under fair use. The only person that's ever like reneged on that was Coolio. Coolio said you can use my song and Gangster's Paradise, which became Amish Paradise, and then Coolio turned around and tried to sue Weird Al over that, and he had no legal standing,
yeah,
and
he
then there was
already
like a
gave him
big feud,
permission after he made the
right?
song. You can't like take it back after they do it,
Right, and also again, it's covered under fair use, so there's no
right?
legal standing there. Um,
Right. So maybe I don't know. Maybe it was like the dirty, maybe like the more explicit versions of
yeah,
parody. Like maybe the rules change. I don't know.
I don't think the rules change with fair use. Fair use is fair use.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
think that they would either.
so
But I'm not sure. Or maybe he just did it to like,
again, he's the president of ASCAP though, so ASCAP kind of
you know, like I mean, he should know that. But like, I'm
sets
sure
the
he
rules a
did,
little bit.
and I'm sure he had more. He probably sued under the. I mean, if he no, well, he. I mean, could he have ASCAP sue directly? I mean, I guess he can, and then like he could just drain. He could just drain his wallet
Yeah.
essentially. Which that's
Well, that's the thing
dirty, and
too is
we've
that I
we've
mean,
had that situation where it was one or the other, and we like
right.
kind of had to we weren't going to get into debt, so that's why we did. That's why we had to change the name.
Well, and that's the thing too is that even if there is no legal standing, it's still got to go through the courts, and that's
Right.
going to cost tens of thousands of dollars in lawyer fees. And that's
Sure.
a lot of times what these threats are about is like, oh, I'm going to sue you. And, someone like Blowfly, who's broke as it is like, well, I can't afford lawyers and all that crap. So I'm just going to stop. But again, I don't know what actually happened because it doesn't say what the outcome of this legal case was.
Right.
If he actually had to like stop the distribution or censor it like Dave Mustaine had to censor These Boots Are Made for Walking.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of sounds like this Stanley Adams guy was just being a jerk.
Well, I mean that's the music industry, especially in that
Pretty
time.
much. Yeah, I mean, if they think you're making money and they're not, then like they're gonna freaking like take you for everything.
Yeah.
Which it sucks, but that's that's just how it is.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It wouldn't be the first time an artist got ripped off. Let's just put it that
Right.
way.
Exactly. Again,
And it will
especially
not be
this
the
time.
last.